So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new series of Total Extreme Wrestling for the Attitude Era, 1997. It is going to be pre-Montreal Screwjob, just before the big Screwjob took place. We're going to try and book, we're going to try and handle Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart. We're going to try and figure it out. We're going to try and decide how the hell are we going to make this work. This is the WWF in 1997. The starting point is November, just before Survivor Series. We have about 3 weeks or so before Survivor Series, and we're going to be booking this for as long as we can, and we're going to try and compete with WCW, because at the moment, they're number one. We want to become number one. So we're going to be trying to take back the number one spot, and we're going to book the Attitude Era the way we want to do it, and we're going to make our own changes, we're going to make our own decisions, and we're going to see if we can still replicate what happened in real life. Can we make the WWF number one, despite the fact that WCW's got all the talent? Trust me, they've got all the talent. Can we still take things back? Can we still make this number one? Now, before we get into it, the one major change I have made, and I did put a poll up on my Twitter and asked people, should this take place? That's Brian Pillman. Now, Brian Pillman, of course, tragically passed away. I think he had a heart attack or something along those lines in October of 1997. We're obviously starting in 1997 in November, so just 1 month before we start. So I figured, let's put it out there, should he be in the game or not? We did the same thing with Eddie Guerrero in our 2006 TNA playthrough. Eddie Guerrero passed away just before we would have started that playthrough, so we decided, okay, should he still be in it? Should he not? And everyone said yes, put him in. And everyone has said, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's put Brian Pillman in. So, obviously he still was in the WWF, and we will replicate that. I don't know how many years it was in, 1 year, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. But we will put him in there, and he would have been a heel, so, you know, or we could just try and sign him. I don't know. No, we'll try and make this happen. So we'll put him in there, and what we're going to do to make sure it's a little bit fair, we're going to put Brian Pillman out of action for about 3 months. So Pillman will be gone for 3 months. That's just a way to kind of replicate the fact that there could be like an injury or some health problems or something like that. So we'll put him out for 3 months, and then we'll bring him back in. So that way we don't get to keep him straight away. We have to wait a little bit of time, but also he is back, and hopefully whatever issues he had, you know, theoretically would be solved. So we're going to play as the World Wrestling Federation. And let's take a look at the roster that we've got. So some of the names include Bret Hart, you know, Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. They're all available at this point. Owen Hart, one of the top 10 names. Vader, Triple H. The Rock is there, but The Rock is a mid-card guy at this point. He's not really a top star yet. He's in the Nation of Domination, not quite doing a lot. On the contrary, WCW. So, you know, they've got, you know, guys like a Booker T only in the mid-card, for example. But DDP's doing pretty good. They got Kurt Hennig, Chris Jericho, Ben. Their roster is, like, honestly, this roster that they've got may be the greatest roster I've ever seen in wrestling. I mean, 2001, 2002 WWF might rival it, but a lot of those top names were past their prime. But this one, I mean, got Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Mysterio. These guys are killing it. They're just smack bang in their prime. You know, you got Raven, and then you got some of the veterans of Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Steven Regal's there as well. The Big Show just coming in, Giant. You know, they've got some serious talent on this roster. Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's still 44, so he can still go. Obviously, the one thing will be interesting is if they push Goldberg. He's just basically a flat-out rookie at this point, so I don't really expect a lot from him. And from my experience, they don't really do a hell of a lot with Goldberg, which is kind of why when I play, I kind of edit Goldberg's popularity a little bit to nudge him along so they still like start pushing him, because obviously he becomes a big star. You want to see that replicated. we'll have a quick look at ECW as well. We'll look at just a quick tour. So their top guys include Bam Bam, Shane Douglas, Sabu, Sandman, and Rob Van Dam. So let's have a look at the champions. Shawn Michaels is the European champion. Why? I don't know. So we have to get the belt of Shawn Michaels. So we've got to get the belt of Shawn Michaels without ruining his popularity, and we've got to get it on a lower guy. We want to get this belt down the card, not stay at the top. IC champion is Owen Hart, actually. So that's good. We don't want the championship to be on Steve Austin. I think Steve Austin wins the belt at Survivor Series. So I don't want the belt on Steve Austin. Obviously because Steve Austin's going to win the Royal Rumble. He's going to win the belt at WrestleMania. That's going to happen. We're going to replicate that. We're going to go with that. So let's keep that train going in that direction. So we'll have Owen Hart win somehow. The last King of the Ring winner was Triple H. Not that they ever do much with the King of the Ring winner. The light heavyweight champion's vacant. Bret Hart is the WWF World Champion, so we obviously have to try and get the belt off Bret Hart. Now, the thing that kind of sucks about this situation is that it's not going to be that difficult to get the belt off Bret Hart, whereas in real life it was a problem. It's not going to be that difficult. I don't think there's going to be much issue. I doubt there's any way in this game that they're going to have Bret Hart complain about losing to Shawn Michaels clean or whatever. Maybe. But I think Michaels has more popularity than Bret anyways. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. So we probably won't have the chaos that is the Screwjob as such. But we will definitely have some type of outcome to it. I don't know what that will be, but something's going to go down. And the World Tag Champions are the Legion of Doom, who were not very good at this point in time. Hawk was getting pretty old. Animal could still go a bit, but Hawk was really struggling. They were definitely a team that was not that great to watch at this point. I just did notice, though, that they are freelancers, and there's 1 year left of their contract, so... Okay, so probably when their contract expires, I don't think we're going to be able to re-sign them. So once they're gone, they're gone. So what actually the light heavyweight championship belt is, it is basically a cruiserweight belt. Not a light heavyweight, but it's more of a lightweight. Yeah, they do call it light heavyweight, but you can see here the maximum weight is lightweight. So it is a cruiserweight belt, even though they call it light heavyweight. I'm not sure why. I think it's just because they want it to seem more legit, and obviously they can't call it cruiserweight. But I think they wanted to call it light heavyweight as a way of kind of saying, yeah, these guys are still heavyweights, these guys are still good, despite their lack of size. Without, they didn't want to downplay them too much, I suppose, with the name. But yeah, it is lightweights, not light. So let's take a bit of a recap of our signings. These are all the signings we're looking to make for the upcoming period of time. So we have offered Bret Hart a contract, but we are trying not to sign him. We just want WCW to get him because we want to let that play out. Dan Severin, John Tenta, bring him in as Golga. Kimona as a manager for Kaientai. Edge, these are all developmental people. Edge, Test, Christian, Christopher Daniels, Jeff Hardy, Kaz Hayashi, Matt Hardy, Viscera, Ron Reese, the Yeti, Tiger Ali Singh, Linda Vachon, Tori, Terry Powers, and Ivory. So these are all the people that we are offering a contract to. WCW will have their reply, and that'll be interesting to see how we go with that, if we can compete. But there you go. Okay, so the first show of the series of Shotgun Saturday night, we open things up with DX. It was meant to be on Raw, but we'll go with it. We'll put them on here. The DX come out and they're mocking the Hart family. So Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Chyna. Chyna apparently not suited to her gimmick, so we'll write that one down. There'll be a few of those gimmick issues. Number 1, Chyna. I wonder how many names we'll get on this list before we're done with this episode and Raw. So a good start. Good start, 90 rated. Steve Blackman and Savio Vega, 56 rated. Steve Blackman, 54. Vega, 51. So that's good from Steve Blackman. So he's got 51 popularity to hit a 54 rated performance. suggests to me that he's got some potential to really become something. Paul Bearer promo on The Undertaker, 81, very good. The Truth Commission versus the New Blackjacks, 46 rated. I was really expecting a gimmick issue here, but we don't. So we had Jack Lanza here. I don't think there was any chemistry between Jack Lanza and JBL or Bradshaw, so quite often they do have chemistry, so I guess not this time. Recon 28, Kurgan 29, pretty rubbish, but their popularity is really low, so we'll see how they fare in the future. Blackjack Wyndham 46, Bradshaw was really good of 50. I think Blackjack Bradshaw's only got like 37 popularity or so. So we know Bradshaw ends up being pretty good, but already the signs are there that this guy's got some potential to be something. Sergeant Slaughter announced that there is going to be a light heavyweight championship tournament to crown, obviously the first ever light heavyweight champion. I did spell tournament wrong. What am I doing? But there we go. So there will be a tournament. We've got 5 guys confirmed to be in it right now. And the reason why we have 5 is because we don't have 8 light heavyweights on the roster. But we do have 5. So that's something, right? Flash Funk's not suited to his gimmick, so we knew we'd get a few more. I think we'll change Flash Funk to being just Scorpio or Too Cold Scorpio down the line. This is 1997 Magpie in the chat. Bryan Adams versus D'Lo Brown. That was our main event. And Bryan Adams 55. Wow. So Adams has got 52 popularity and 55 performance. So Adams is pretty good. And I know Adams is good, but unfortunately he does leave the WWF after Survivor Series, so we will replicate that. So we had Bryan Adams do the JOB, and he did it to D'Lo Brown. So D'Lo Brown 44. D'Lo's got a bit of room for improvement. He needs to kind of, get a few more matches under his belt, a bit more time before he starts to see before we start to see his best. But a win there for him, and there wasn't enough attractive women on the show to satisfy your core male audience. Get used to seeing that. That is going to be an issue we're going to have throughout the entire series because we just don't have any women. This is the first Raw. The Raw is War of the series. WWF 1997, November 1st, the first week of November. Let's take a look at the results. Let's see how we go for our first show. Fingers crossed. So we open things up with Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart having a promo out there, basically setting up for their big Survivor Series match, back and forth on the mic, talking about the big championship match coming up. We had the Hart family out there with Bret, and we had DX out there with Shawn. Oh, actually, I don't think we had Triple H out there. No. Oh, we had him off screen. There you go. Whoops. There you go. But yeah, so we had DX out there as well. And 97 in the end, so that's a fantastic start to Raw. Triple H was out there. He did come out after and had a match against Jim Neidhart. 70 rated match. Chyna interfered to help Triple H pick up the win. Jim Neidhart 60. Not bad from Jim, actually. Triple H 73. So Triple H has 71 popularity to get a 73. Not bad. Obviously, he's got a bit of improvement to do, though. Steve Austin 87 on his promo against Owen Hart. Advancing that one. We had a hype video hyping up Mark Henry. We did a menace, so we were hyping him up. He's in the gym, he's working out vigorously, lifting all these huge weights, hyping him up for his big next appearance. But yeah, just trying to improve his popularity a little bit before we do anything with him. Ahmed Johnson, we got to look at him versus Recon. Ahmed 64. Wow. So Ahmed Johnson has good popularity. What was it, 61? He got a five-minute win over Recon, so it doesn't really matter or count too much. But we got a bit of a chance to look at where Ahmed is at and if we're going to kind of stick with him or actually push him. And I think Ahmed could be a really useful character in the mid-card. I'd like to explore that. But yeah, so not a bad win there for Ahmed. DOA versus the Headbangers. So yeah, we thought this would happen. A pretty vocal crowd. Didn't seem particularly thrilled with seeing Skull wrestle. So just Skull, not 8-Ball, just Skull. So the DOA, so Skull was 35. Yeah, I can see why. 8-Ball 41, Mosh 48, Thrash at 50. We gave the Headbangers the win. The Headbangers are actually pretty useful. They've got 48 popularity or so. They're pretty useful. They're definitely a team you want to kind of look at and kind of invest in. You know, obviously 48 and 50 performance, it's pretty solid. You know, 50 overall, you definitely want to look at them as being potential tag team champions down the line. DOA, yeah, not too much. Hype video for Kane and Undertaker. That way we don't have to. Kane and Undertaker's gonna be a long feud. Like we've got to get to WrestleMania on this one, so we need to, you know, cool it a little bit and just slowly build to this one. The Rock had a promo with the Nation of Domination. They had a promo on the leaders of the other gangs, Los Barricas and the DOA. So Savio Vega is the leader of Los Barricas. Brian Adams, the leader of the DOA. So The Rock, Farouk, and Karma and D'Lo all cut a promo, 59 in the end. So we got a bit of a chance to see who is good on the mic there. So The Rock, Farouk got a bonus. Yeah, so pretty good. Good start. Good start for the Nation of Domination. Here's a pretty good match. Goldust versus The Undertaker. 78 in the end. So thank you for recommending that one. Undertaker obviously carried Goldust here, but 87 for the Dead Man, 57 for Goldust. Undertaker looked good out there, which is good to see. 78 in the end. So that's a good start. Paul Bearer was in commentary as well, which probably would have helped to advance that storyline. So Bearer can cut a bit of a promo on the Dead Man. Goldust was wasted on drugs. Alright, so I think you'd have to be wasted on drugs to do that Goldust character in 97, 98, my god. But, so Goldust might be a guy we'll have to invest a few months in rehab for. I feel like we're going to have to probably do that if we're going to get the best out of him in the future. Best to do it now before it's too late. Taka Michinoku and Aguilar had a match against Too Much. Tag team match up there. So we had Scott Sal and Brian Christopher showing excellent chemistry teaming together, which is really good. Aguilar 38, Taka Michinoku 50. Wow. To put this in perspective, Taka Michinoku 29 popularity and pulled out a 50 rated performance. This kid's good. This kid's good. We know he's good, but he's definitely very good. Brian Christopher 52. So there's your money match. Taka Michinoku, Brian Christopher, easy, done, set deal. There's your money match. There's your final match for the tournament, which I think we kind of knew that was going to be the case anyways. Scotty Taylor 39 as well, so not too bad. 49 in the end. Owen Hart promo of 82 on Steve Austin. And the main event actually didn't quite live up to what we were hoping for, probably because we didn't put a storyline associated with it. We had to put Owen Hart with it. I think we would have done better. We probably should have put Hart on commentary or interfere or something. But anyways, Steve Austin won by submission apparently. Steve Austin 87. Austin has 82 popularity and has hit 87 performance, so that's very, very promising. We knew Austin was going to be good, obviously, Steve Austin. But Bulldog 69, so he's got 67 popularity, I believe, and he pulled out at 69. It's not bad from the Bulldog. 74 overall. You would like to obviously do a little bit more, with the main event, but it is what it is. And in the end, this might salvage it. We had the Hearts beat down Steve Austin for 83 in the end, which gives us a 77, and we didn't have enough attractive women. I forgot again. I mean, who we got? We got Marlena, we got Sable, and Sunny. We got 3 women to put out there. I don't think we did have enough attractive women anyways. 77, so okay, not bad, not a bad start. It could be a hell of a lot worse, but it's a good start. I think we made the right moves. Obviously, put Austin in the main event was, you know, always going to work out pretty well. Austin will take her, but there you go. So here comes one of the most exciting parts: the contracts, the bidding wars. Who are we going to get? Who are we going to sign? So the good news is WCW are looking to sign Bret Hart, which is great. We wanted them to do that. So let's have a look. WCW, what are they offering Bret? $56,000 a month. That's a pretty good deal. We offered Bret $37,000. That was the max we could offer for 2 years. That's also a good deal as well. 2-year contract. That means that down the line, we could pick up Bret Hart. So if he's having a bad run, maybe in the late 90s, he might reconsider coming back in to us. Maybe shake hands with Vince McMahon. It's pretty unlikely, but if we didn't screw him, for example, we don't screw Bret Hart out of the title here, who knows? Maybe in a couple of years we could get Bret Hart. So we'll leave that alone. We want WCW to have Bret Hart because that's what happens in the real. So we'll let that happen. Bret Hart can walk away, but 2-year contract, $56,000. That's good for us because it means he's not gone forever. Omega making some deals. They don't have enough money to really worry about us. Francine. OVW giving Chris Harris. Hey, Chris Harris got himself a deal. So no actual other contracts to worry about. Scott Hall broke his nose. How long does that keep you out for? Nah, you can work through it. Okay. You might need to sign one of the two of the Japanese women as a bridge between the future. You might be right there. Yeah. Look, the Japanese girls are going to be hard to book because they've got no popularity. So you really do need to also work hard on getting their popularity up. So it's not an easy fix, but you know, it is definitely the best strategy, I would say, at the moment. Really your only strategy if you want to have them out there wrestling. So Raw got a 77, Nitro got 80. So Nitro beats us. TV ratings, they got 15.46. We got 13.48. So they smashed us in the TV ratings. You also have to remember though, they've got a deal with Foxtel, which is Australia, so they've got one more TV deal than us as well. So 14,000 they had in attendance. We had 13,000, so they've beating us in the attendance. So they beat us in everything this week. You know why? Because they had Hulk Hogan defend the WCW World Heavyweight Championship against Lex Luger as the main event, 80 rated. Smart idea. Yeah, fair enough. Scott Hall had an 83 rated match against Ultimo Dragon. Ultimo Dragon must be freaking good as well, which is no surprise. Yeah, look at these stats. Come on. You know, I would love to have Ultimo Dragon in our light heavyweight division. I would love to have it. Not gonna happen, but I would really like that. Alright, so we don't have any contract news other than, well, the only thing we got is Dustin Rhodes is gone. Well, could be gone if we want him to be. I think we're gonna have to put him in rehab. Alright, it's a developmental deal. So Edge is coming in. We got Edge. Bring Edge in. Should we have it? Yeah, we'll bring him in as a heel. Yeah, as heels. Christian coming as a heel. Chris Daniels. So I guess with Chris Vidette, we've got to think about long term. So we've got Aguila, Taka, Brian Christopher, and Scotty, and Flash Funk. So there's obviously a heel spot available there. Taka's probably the main. Taka's going to be the champ, probably. Brian Christopher could be the champion, actually. He's not a bad shout as well. But Taka ultimately probably will be champion when Chris Daniels comes in. So I think we could probably bring in Daniels as a heel and maybe take down Taka Michinoku. So we'll go with that. And we might give him the Fallen Angel gimmick too. Kaz Hayashi. Oh yeah, so we got him in coming as Kaientai. So we need to sign the other members of Kaientai as well. They're a heel group, so they'll actually be heels. Tiger Ali Singh, he's a heel. Gotta be. Tom Pritchard, doesn't matter. Does Austin need to win the Rumble, or is he already ready for the WWE title because of his popularity? We'll give him the Royal Rumble just because, well, you know, if he doesn't win the Rumble, then someone else gets a title shot. As simple as that. So we want Austin versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. It's what happened in real life, but I think it's the right match that needs to happen again here. So we'll have Austin win the Rumble as well. That's the thing I did as well. In my test run of this mod, I did a lot of the same things that the WWF did in real life because those were the right decisions. They did make the right calls. They were making the right decisions. You know, Austin and Michaels was the right call. Alright, some more contracts. So Kimona coming in. So she'll be a heel. Bring her in as a manager. Now, we can have her wrestle as well. And what I mean wrestle is more like the eye candy matches, like the bra and panty matches, the evening gown matches, things like that. Those eye candy matchups. So we brought her in so we can make sure that she can do that as well. Yes, it's not great, but we just have to look past the grading part of it and realize this is the things that happened back then. So Andrew Test Martin, will bring him in. Obviously, as a... Can he even play babyface? I was going to say, I cannot recall Test being a baby. Oh, actually, no, he was a babyface in 1999, a part of the Union with the Big Show, Mankind, and Ken Shamrock. But, yeah, definitely heel for him. Jeff Hardy, bring him in as a babyface. Same with Matt. So they have to be on the main roster, but that's fine. Ron Reese. So we brought Ron in to be like a monster giant. So we bring him in as a heel. Luna, she's got to be a heel. 100 heel, 20 babyface. You know, Luna Vachon actually, she was a babyface with the Oddities for a little bit of time. And, you know, she wasn't that bad. You know, she got a reaction. People somewhat cheered her. I don't know why the Oddities got cheered, actually. I don't know. People actually got some good reactions in the end. It was odd. I will say it was odd. So Luna's not a bad wrestler, so she's probably one of the better wrestlers we can get on the market right now. So she's 35. Let's hope that she doesn't have any issues. And if she doesn't, well, surely she'll be a good asset to us. So she did manage Goldust around this period of time, so we might have her do the same there. Terry Powers coming in. We're going to bring her in as a babyface, actually, since we got a few heel women. We'll bring in her as a babyface. And since we don't have any women in developmental at the moment, we'll bring her in as a manager. And Tina Ferrari, well, she's a better heel. They brought in Ivory as the manager for Mark Henry and D'Lo. It was a bit of an odd pairing. And that's all I've watched her do at the moment. So I guess we could bring her in. You know, we've got Sunny as a heel, as a face rather. Kimona's a heel. I think Sable's a heel. She might be face, I don't know. Luna's a heel. So maybe there's a face spot there for Ivory. So we might do that. Owner goals. Financial balance of the WWF must improve to $6.5 million. I'd be worried if we don't get that in 2 years. When the time expires, the WWF must improve upon its company ranking of 2. So we've got 2 years to get to number 1. That actually will be pretty tough to do. Vader must have reached at least 77 popularity. Oh my god, you know what that means? It means we can't fire Vader. So Vader leaves in 98. And the reason why I say that is because Vader looks very dated, very old, just an old act from, you know, years ago, from the early 90s. And he just never really achieved the fame, the luster in the World Wrestling Federation. So Vader's at 70 pop now. So Vader, he becomes a guy who's putting over the next guys coming through, which is probably the same role that I would have had Vader do myself. But now they want him to get to 77 overall, which means you've got to push Vader. And also means if you try and fire him, Vince McMahon will veto it. And when his contract expires, he might even just renew it himself. So we might have to push Vader. So that changes some plans. So we might have to keep Vader a strong veteran nostalgic role, I suppose. Steve Austin must be kept above 71 popularity. I don't think we'll have too much problems with that one. Brian Pillman, here we go, must have reached at least 53 popularity when the time expires. Well, I'd be worried if we don't get that, but there you go, Brian Pillman getting a bit of a love. Cannot hire anyone or extend the contract of any wrestler who has less than 53 charisma, less than 53 psychology, and less than 53 selling. That's annoying. A lot of people don't have those. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming along for this Total Extreme Wrestling video for the Attitude Era. If you did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe to see more Attitude Era videos coming away very, very soon. We're going to be having Survivor Series perhaps in the next episode, and it's going to be a big one. Will we change the championship? Will we give it to somebody else before Shawn Michaels gets it? Or will we somehow convince Bret Hart that dropping the championship to Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series is the way to go? We'll find out in the next episode of Total Extreme Wrestling. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. And of course, you can watch the full live streams over on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/BrendenPlayz. And of course, you can join us for those live streams when we do go live. So make sure you have hit the follow button there on the Twitch channel and have notifications on so you don't miss a stream from me. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.